Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning.
Salam, good morning.
Okay, how was the lab exercise yesterday, class? I've seen that some of you didn't answer the question number 3. For your information, that question is taken from previous semester final exam. So it's actually very basic of just a simple looping. Okay, later on we will discuss the answer. Alright, for today we are going to continue with the loop logic structure. So we are going to finish this chapter by today. And next week we are going to discuss a new chapter. Alright. So before the midterm break, what we already discussed is mainly about the two loop logic structure, which are the while loop, and another one is the do while loop. Okay, so in total we have 3 loop logic structure. So we already covered 2 of them. So by today we are going to cover another one, okay, which is the automatic loop. So this is while loop, and this is do while. Can you see my screen, class?
Yes, sir.
And today we are going to continue with the automatic loop. Alright. So a quick recap on what we already discussed, okay, before the midterm break. So first, we already covered the main reasons why we use looping in our program structure, in our program design. The first one is we want to do counting. Another one, we want to do accumulating. Okay, so in this case, in this example, which one is counting, class? Which process is counting? Which statement is the counting?
Kanan.
Huh? Which statement? Which statement is the counting?
Counter.
Counter? What counter? Which counter? This counter? Which counter?
Counter equal to counter plus 1.
Okay, correct. So this is a counting, and this is accumulating. So they are what we call it? They are a way to write down the accumulation equation, kan? So the general equation is total, kan? Total equal to total plus X. Okay, where X is the variable that we want to accumulate in each of the looping. So make sure it is in the looping. The equation of the accumulation should be in the loop body. Alright, so we already covered this, counting and accumulating. And and in each of the looping design, there are 3 important elements need to be presented, okay, in the design. So all these 3 elements is involving the counter. Okay, so when we want to use looping, so first we should put counter initialization. Okay, so in this case, the counter initialization is before entering the loop body. So this is to indicate the beginning of the looping. So what value we want our loop to begin? Okay, counter initialization. And then decision involving also the counter. So this is over here, okay, in the decision body, decision symbol. So this is indicating the end value of the looping. So if the loop start with 0, and then increment by 1, okay, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, and it will end with 3 value. So if you start with 0 and end with 3, so how many loop that we get, class?
Oh,
Okay, good. 0, 1, 2, 3. So we get 4 loops. So why do we want to design this program to have 4 loops? Okay, four number, 4 loops, because we want to match with this sequential structure program. So over here we have 4 inputs. We want to calculate the average of 4 each. So when we translate it into a loop design, so it should repeat 4 times lah. 4 times kan. Alright. And then lastly is the counter update. So counter update is supposed to be the statement at the bottom of the loop body. So this is the loop body. Okay, you can see from the arrow over here. So it is some sort of circle kan within the body. So circle Alright, so whatever statement within the body, the loop body, when we put it within the body, if the loop repeat 4 times, then all the statement will be repeated 4 times. Okay, all the statement within the loop body. So what should be at the bottom of the loop body? The counter update. This one, the counter update. So how to update the counter? Okay, by using this equation. So what happen if we forget to put counter update, class? Remember? What happen if, let's say, I forget to put this statement? What will happen to your program?
Infinite looping.
Correct. So your program is not going to stop. Okay. So it will start in the infinity loop. Infinity loop where the loop will repeat and repeat again without having reaching the stopping criteria. So this is the stopping criteria where counter should be more than 3 kan. So if you didn't put the counter update, so counter will always remain as 0. Okay. Because the initial value is 0, so when it goes into the loop body, the value is not going to change. So the counter always going to be 0, and when it comes to the decision, this decision will always be true kan, because 0 is less than 3. So it always become true and it will stuck in the infinity loop. Okay, so this is very important. 3 elements of the counter. So counter can be any names. Counter can be any names. It is not necessary to use counter as the variable name. But what you should know is the placement of the counter. Alright. So 3 elements we already cover. And then we also look at the difference between while and do while. The only difference is on the placement of the decision. For while, the decision is located at the top of the loop body. So this is the loop body. We put it on the top, meaning that it is the first statement when the program enter the loop. Alright. So compared to do while, okay, do while we just copy we just cut. We just cut the decision which earlier located at the top. So we cut it and put it at the bottom of the loop body. So the bottom should be below the counter update lah. So the counter update before this is the last statement kan. So cut and paste the decision at the bottom. And the original location of the decision we replace with the statement do. This is to indicate that where the looping should start. Okay. If you don't have this, then you don't know where the loop should start kan. Okay. Right. The rest is the same. Okay. And we already discussed that the only difference between while and do while is when the decision is false. Okay. For example, if the decision is false, it will enter the loop body at least once. Okay, because the decision is at the bottom. So although this is false, it will still enter. Okay, compared to while loop, if the decision is false, okay, false kan? So it will immediately exit the loop body. Alright, so that's the only difference between while and do while. Okay. So if you still confused or please or you forget about this, please refer back to the recording session. Okay. And then next important thing that we already discussed is on the loop stopping criteria. Okay. So loop stopping criteria currently before this before the midterm break, we already discussed on the criteria that is defined by you as a programmer. Meaning that user don't have a choice. Okay, let's say if you design your program to loop 4 times, so user cannot only execute the program 3 times, 3 times looping. So they need to follow the flow, which is 4 times, kan? Because you design it to loop 4 times. Okay, so today we are going to discuss on the looping, the loop style that stopping criteria is defined by the user. Okay, meaning that user have the control, the full control of the looping. They may decide whether they want to the loop to be 4 times, 3 times, 1 time, and so on. So it is up to user to stop the looping. Okay. Okay, so now let's proceed with the automatic loop first. Alamak, silap copy lah. Let me copy again never mind, I just delete from here Sekejap, jangan nak compare tak boleh pula. Automatic loop, the flow is actually very similar with while loop. Okay, automatic loop and while loop is basically the same flow. That's why I copy this one to show you that this is similar. Okay. Right. So this is similar. The only difference is for automatic loop, we are not using this kind of symbol. Okay. For automatic loop, we use this symbol over here. Alright. And within this symbol, okay, inside this symbol, we put all these element. Okay, we put all these three within a single symbol. So first we put the counter name. So if you use counter as a counter name, you should put it over here. Okay, counter name. Next, we put the initial value. Okay, initial value of the counter, which is 0. So we put it over here. Okay. Next, we put the end value of the counter. So if you want to loop 4 times, okay, start with 0. And the end value should be 0, 1, 2, 3. So this should be 3. The loop will happen starting with counter equal to 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, including 3. So 4 times looping. All right. And for the update, we put it over here. Meaning for each of the looping, each of the iteration, each of the looping, the value of the counter will be added with 1. Okay, understand? So all the 3 elements, we put it in a single symbol. So this is automatic loop. Okay, for loop. Okay, next is the loop body. Okay, so loop body starting here. Sorry. Wait. Okay, so loop body start over here. Okay, and then everything, all the statement is the same. So we have 2 statement over here in the loop body. So you don't have to copy this. So this is not needed anymore because we already integrated within this. So this representing this counter update. Okay, this representing this one, counter initialization. This representing the decision. So all 3 already put in a single symbol. So if you put this again inside here, so the counter will be updated 2 times, which is wrong. All right. So next is, okay, this is the body. And then over here, we draw 1 circle. So this is where the we put the counter name over here. Okay, counter name, we put it over there inside of the circle. It doesn't have to be this big, because I want to put the counter name inside. All right, so this is where the looping stop. Okay, if we read the flow, counter initialization, and then counter decision happen over here. So if the decision is true, it will go here, it will go here, and over here the counter update will happen. Okay, counter equal to counter plus 1 is happening over here. And also over here, if let's say the decision is false, okay, okay, so if the decision is true, it will goes over here, update the counter, goes up again, check the decision. If the decision is false, somehow it will go over here and exit the looping. Okay, it somehow skip and go over here. If this condition is true, it enter the body, update the counter, move up again. Okay, check the condition. If the condition is false, it will start the false over here, not over here. Not there are no arrow comes out for false. No, this is true, this is not false. No false arrow comes out from this symbol. So false statement will start over here. Understand, class? Understand what I mean? Don't read this similar with you read the while flow. Okay, so if false, okay, you see, if while for the while if it is false, it will go to this arrow over here. But if this one, if it is false, it will start over here, the false statement. Okay, meaning that this is a false statement. So it will, if this is false, it will skip this one. Okay, don't follow the arrow. If it is false, it will start over here. And end. Okay, so basically it is the same. So representation is different. How to read this is the same with while. While start with counter initialization. So we read counter initialization first. Counter equal to 0. And then while start with decision first. So we check the decision first. Okay, is counter equal to 0? Not less than or equal to 3. If yes, enter H. Okay, enter H. And then do the summation. Okay, the accumulation. And then counter update. So counter update over here. And then goes back up again. Okay, goes back up again. To check condition. If the condition is false, go out. If the condition is false, okay, condition is false, goes out over here. So out over here and do this. This one do this. Understand? Any question, class? Any question?
No, sir.
Clear? All right. So in the case of this problem, okay, this problem over here, where we need, we know exactly, user need to enter exactly for each. The best loop structure to be used is the automatic loop. Okay, the best loop structure to be used if we know exactly how many loop in our program exactly how many loop our program should run. So the best loop structure to be used is automatic loop. But can we use other than that? Can we use while and do while? Yes, we can. But the best is automatic loop. Okay. So in this case, if the program is the loop stopping criteria is defined by the program, so the best loop to be used is automatic. Okay, automatic loop. Okay, the best is automatic, but can you use while and do while? Yes, you may use. Okay, if the stopping criteria is defined by the program, so meaning that the programmer know exactly how many loops to be put in the program. So user doesn't have control on this. So the best is to use automatic loop. Okay, okay, clear? Okay, next we want to look at where the condition for the loop stopping criteria is defined by the user. Okay, defined by the user. Okay, for that we need to refer back we need to refer to the elements that control the looping. So the element that control the looping is this three, the counter. So clearly we need to do something on the counters. Okay, on these three elements. Right. Okay, so let's start with while first. Okay, so counter equal to 0. Okay, let's remain this as 0. Okay, for example, this is, we want to remain as a 0, and then we want this to always be true for the 0. Meaning that if counter equal to 0, then the program will repeat again. Okay, you see, this should be always true for the decision. If you put this 1, what will happen? It will not enter the loop at all. So this is for defined by user, how to write this. There are more than one way to design program with loop stopping criteria defined by the user. I'm going to show you one of it. But if you have other ways, it is up to you to use it. It's okay as long as user have a total control for the looping stopping criteria. Okay, so we have this. This one you can put it any value. For example, you want to put y, meaning that user type. For example, if user type y, they want to repeat the program. So if user type n, they want to end the program. Meaning that something like that. So over here, it should be always true for the decision. If you want to use y, for example, any value, so this should be true. Okay. And then enter age sum. So update. So you cannot use this anymore. Okay. So this one clearly need to be changed into something else. Let's say so this one need to be changed into something that user can control. What user can control? The inputs. User can only control by inputting something to the keyboard. That's all they can use. The keyboard. So over here, user should enter what class? User enter what? Sorry? Counter lah. Okay. Okay. Before user enter the counter, there should be some guide, okay, that you need to put over here. Okay, for example, we print enter Y to continue, enter N to exit. Okay, something like that. So if user enter Y over here, it will continue. User enter Y, it will continue. Okay, user enter Z, for example. So what will happen if user enter Z?
False.
False. Then it will go. Okay, so it is up to user. It is up to user. If user want to run it 10 times, so they always enter Y over here. Okay, enter Y, enter Y, enter Y. So it will repeat 10 times. It's up to user. Okay, so far, do you understand this class? So we need to change this value. Okay, the counter update. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Alright. You finish yet? No, not yet, kan? Okay. So this is just the control elements. Okay, these three elements. So what we need to do is, this is the initialization and the decision should be the same sequence. Then this we use equal, and counter update should be inputs by user. Okay, so let's say if you use 0 over here, this one should be what, class? If you use 0 over here, this should be
0.
this should be 0 lah. If you use 1 over here, this should be 1. Okay, so enter counter. Counter should be 0 lah. User should enter 0 over here so that it will repeat again. If user enter 1, it will goes up. False. Alright. So what happened to this equation? Can we use counter to calculate the average? Is it valid? Is it still valid?
No.
It's not valid anymore, kan? So what should we do? Okay, let's say you may use different name, or we just add another variable for the what class? For the counting, kan? So earlier we use counting to count this, kan? So we need to put another one, another variable. Siapa tu? Okay, nak cakap? Do you want to say anything? Hello? Hello? Nazim. Mute Nazim. Okay. Okay, so we use new variable, for example, variable number, okay, to do the counting. Counting, don't draw like this, there should be arrow. Ni kan ada yang ikut ni kan. Sini there should be space lah, and then arrow, arrow. Okay, we declare one variable to do the counting, counting. So initialization, you may put anywhere lah over here just to do the counting, kan. Okay, put be inside of the loop body, So this is for the counting. What should be the equation for the counting class? What should be the equation?
Number equal to number plus 1.
Good. Right, number plus 1. This is for the counting. So that later on we can use this value to calculate the average. So this one should be changed to what? Variable?
Number.
Number.
Number. Right? So that's it. This is how you design a program that the loop stopping criteria is defined by the user. Okay, one way to do it. Okay, as I said, there are more than one way to do this. This is one of it, and you may copy and paste in all the design that required user to have control on the loop stopping criteria. Okay, template. This is a copy the template. So this is a template. Just change the process. Change the process inside of the body. Any question, guys? Question? No? So same goes to do while. Okay, same goes to do while. So just change. Just change the same thing. So this is 0. Okay, this should be the same. For example, this is 0 and the rest you need to change. The rest should be changed similar with while. While and do while is the same, only the placement of the decision is different. Okay, so if let's say your program have a loop stopping criteria that is defined by user, so which loop structure is the best to be used? Okay, the best to be used is while and do while. Okay, so please avoid using automatic. That's why the name is automatic, because it is designed for the use of stopping criteria defined by program. So if you know how many loops, meaning that it is automatic. Okay, the program is automatic, the looping is automatic. Right? So if user if user define the stopping criteria of the loop, meaning that we don't know what the numbers of looping our program should run. So the best to use is while or do while. So for now, let's avoid automatic loop over here. But can we use automatic loop for stopping criteria defined by user? Of course, yes. You may use it, but it is not suitable. So for now, let's avoid of using automatic for the stopping criteria defined by user, okay? Okay, guys. Any question? Understand?
Understand, sir?
So that's it. Types of looping, 3 types only, and you may copy and paste it in any problem that you have. Okay, these 3, as long as you know where to put the initialization, the update, the decision, that's it. Okay, these 3 elements is the most important thing in looping. Okay, 3 elements of the counter. Okay. Okay, now let's move back to the lecture notes. Okay, so supposedly for before we design the algorithms and sorry, I should show you the algorithm first. The algorithm for the automatic loop should be looks like this. Okay, this is the general structure of the automatic loop. Okay, compared to the while. Okay, so we already discussed this. Mana ni? Okay, this is the algorithm. So the algorithm should be something like this. Okay. Alright. So this is, you need to write down the keyword. The keyword is loop. And then this is the counter name. So if you use counter as a counter, so put counter over here. Okay, for example like this. You use counter. So begin begin is the value 0 and we use 0 earlier. So 2 and the 3 value, and this is 1 and step this one and this is counter. This is the keyword, the compulsory keyword. So all the instruction we put it inside of the loop body. So this is the loop body. Example over here is this one. Okay, sum initialization. So over here, okay, this is okay, 0 to 3, and then this is the statements. Okay, this is the end. Okay, the end. So this is the loop body starting line 2 until line 5. Okay, the looping. So this should be in line. This is if the decision of the looping is false, it will start over here. This one. So this is how you write down the automatic loop algorithm. Okay. Okay. So let's move back up. So earlier I didn't show you the PAC IC IPO because I'm afraid that you will get confused because in the PAC itself you need to put the decision. For example, this one. PAC that involving looping. Of course, it is similar with decision as well, where you put the decision inside the processing required. It is merely similar. Similar like algorithm. You just copy and paste over here. You see, if you use do while, put do and then while. Okay, just put the decision, the looping over here. Okay, looping, put it in the processing required. So what if you have looping and decision? So just put everything over here, looping, decision, just copy and paste the algorithm over here, and then you get full marks, no problem. That's why we focus on the algorithm first. And then how about the PAC, IC, IPO? So for now, let's stick to this basic first. So it is the same. For now, let's stick with this one. So it is the same with the sequential logic structure. It is the same with the decision logic structure. The IC is merely the same. Okay, next week when we learn about module or functions, so we are going to modify this. Okay. And the IPO, yes, of course you need to put it over here. The IPO. Okay. So nothing new over here. Okay, the one that you must focus more is on the dash checking. Okay, dash checking. Okay, dash checking. So what if your program have looping on it? So how do you write down the dash checking? So let's consider this algorithm. Okay, take a look at this algorithm, class. This is to calculate what? Is there any input in this program? Input by user. Is there any program? Any input by user in this program?
No.
No, that's why you didn't see statement enter input kan. So in line 2, sorry 5-minute break class. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Boleh apa tadi? Lupa dah. Okay, this one dash checking. Okay, this statement in line 2 here is only to display the string, not the value of variable x. That's why you see there's different if we put print like this, meaning that we want to display the value of variable x. Okay, for example, like this. This is to display variable x value. But if we put it like this, meaning that we want to print x as x lah, not the value of x. The value of x can be 1, 2, 3 and so on but this one we want to print x so that in our output we can see something like table title the title of the table x and x squared and then below that is the value and then we print the value. Yes, anything, any apa ni nak cakap? Apa nak cakap apa? Muhammad Mak Adam.
No, sir.
Tak ada Okay, this is just to print the title. Okay, the title of the table in the output. Okay, so this is the decision. So this is where we want to do the equation for the square. Okay, squared equation. Okay, this is to display the value. So this is different. This is to display the value of x and the value of variable x square. If you put like this, we want to display the string. This is to display the exact value. And then n. So let's look at the dash checking table. Of course, the dash checking you need to provide with expected input and output. Okay, sometimes the question give this value to you. If not given, then you need to come up with your own value. Please make sure it is a very basic value. Don't put, for example, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. It will be hard for you to do the calculation manually. So come up with a very basic value so that you may put it easily in the dash checking table. So next, make sure you put line number that representing the line number of your algorithms and list down all the variables. Okay, list down all the variables inside of your algorithm. So if you have, let's say, 100, so make sure you put 100 variable over here. Okay. If you look at from your if you download directly from the Kalam, so Kalam you need to do some correction. I think Kalam use counter over here, loop counter, which is wrong. If you put counter over here, it's wrong. Counter kan, wrong because this is X. We don't use counter over here, so we use X. X is the counter. Okay, X is the counter and we use the counter value to calculate the X square. Okay, we use the counter value to calculate the X square. So if the counter is 1, X become 1 and 1. If the counter value is 2, so this one 2 by 2. So please do some correction to your slides. Alright. So line number 1, nothing, just the algorithm name. Okay, and then line number 2, display x and x square. Okay, x square. Just display the text. And line number 3 is where we have the initialization. Okay, remember for automatic loop, we have initialization and decision over here. So that's why over here in line number 3, we have initialization x equal to 1. Okay, because we put initial value of x is 1. If you want to put initial value of x is 0, so this one will become 0, this one will become 0 lah. Okay. So condition. So we have decision kan. For automatic loop, we combine decision and initialization over here. That's why you see there's a condition. So this is check. Let's say if we have decision in our algorithm as well. We have decision and we have looping in the same algorithm. So don't put condition 2 times. Condition for decision, condition for looping. No. We just combine in single column. So if the decision involve decision if else, also use the same column. Alright. So in line number 3, we put the decision. So x is 1 and so 1 less than or equal to 3. Is it true or false? So if it is true, put true over here. So if it is true, it will enter the loop body and then do the operation. So this is similar. So this is line number 5 to print the value. This is to print the value. Okay. And notice over here in line 6. So this is where, as we discussed earlier, this is where we do the counter update. When we read the flow, this is where we update the counter. That's why we have this over here. Okay. So the counter is x. So x plus 1. Okay, equal to 2. This is where the equation x equal to x plus 1 happen. You understand this, class? Understand, class?
Faham, sir.
Alright. And then you see from line number 6, suddenly become line number 3. Why is it, class?
Looping.
Because it is looping kan? It repeat again. Where it should repeat? If the after the counter update, it will check the decision. Okay, it will check the decision in line 3. Okay, line 3. Decision is located in line 3. Okay, so that's why there's a condition over here. Decision. We check the condition after we update the counter. Now the counter is 2. So counter 2 less than equal to 3. Okay, still true. Then enter the body again. That's why you enter the body again. 3, 4, 5. And so on. Until the counter, the decision is false. You see? Decision is false, then it will exit and display. You see from line number 3? Line number 3, it will exit and display line number 7. Number 7, You see line number 3, when the condition is false, it will exit and it will go to straight away line number 7. So this is how you write down dash checking involving looping. So the line number may be not in a correct sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 7 don't put 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that one is wrong. Okay, follow the algorithm line number. Maximum is line 8 only. No 9, 10. Okay, clear, class?
Clear, sir.
Alright, so this is another example. If you are using while loop. Okay, while loop. Okay, take a look at this later on. Okay, take a look at this. example by yourself. This is another example of how to write down looping stopping criteria defined by user. Okay, you see, this is the counter use number. The counter use is number, and this is another way to do it. You see, there's no initialization for the number. Instead, user put the value for the initial value. Okay, initial value comes from user. This is another way to do it. Right. And this is example over here. Okay, example of where we combine loop and decision in the same program. So this is, okay, take a look at this example. We have looping, and inside of looping body, so this is looping body from here until here. So inside of the body, we have the decision. Okay, take a look at this. Alright, that's it, class. We finished already the loop logic structure. Okay, anything to ask, class? Okay, about yesterday exercise. Ada nak tanya ke? Some of you answer only 1 and 2. Question number 1 and number 2.
Yes, sir. I cannot understand question number 3.
Okay, question number 1, number 2, just convert. Convert the algorithm. So question number 3, it is actually straightforward. Straightforward question ni, class. Okay, given to you the problem is how many looping should you have in your program, class? From this statement over here.
5.
5 looping. Anybody?
10 looping.
10 looping.
10 looping. So we get that from this. Exactly 10 days. So user need to enter 10 days. Okay. This is you need to understand problem something like this. It doesn't say exactly words like your program should run 10 looping. No, you need to extract information like this. Exactly 10 days. So we know that days is the input, kan? So meaning that if 10 days, meaning that user need to enter 10 input for days, kan? So how to convert it into a looping? The looping should loop exactly 10 times, so that we get 10 days, kan? So it is similar with this example earlier, kan? So user need to enter age for age. So how we convert this into a program? So we design a program that loop 4 times. Okay. So that's why very important for you to first analyze the problem, extract the process that is repeated. Okay, make sure you know which process is repeated. So that particular process that is repeated, we put it in the loop body. So first analyze which process is repeated. So this is repeated, kan? Given to you the inputs that you need to follow, kan? So given to you, so user need to input this, input this, and then how we get sorry, user need to input this. Okay, from this, each of these will get this end. Okay, from here we get this value. So this is the decision end. Is it? So from here we get this decision. From this we get this decision end. From this we get this decision. From this 150 we get this decision. From 180 we get this decision. So input and decision is the repeated process. You understand this class? Input, need to input 10 times. Decision, we need to do the decision 10 times based on the input 10 times. Okay, so this one, this is a logic thinking things to do. Okay, you need to really analyze the problem and make sure you understand which part of the problem need to be repeated. Okay, so this is the outputs. Okay, to get these outputs, you need to do counting or accumulating, class. Counting or accumulating. Counting or accumulating. Okay. Okay, let's look at this is from section 2A. Googlen. Okay, Googlen got answer over here. If you put count 20, 20, so it will repeat 20 times. Googlen. So wrong. Is it? You design it to repeat 20 times. Googlen.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
You design your program to repeat 20 times, is it?
Not 20 times, just the 4 things I did.
But the decision is less than 20?
Yeah. Sorry. I thought you were asking this one.
Googlen.
Yeah.
Why do you put 20 over here? What's the reason?
Sorry, Sila.
Any particular reason why?
Wait, I check first.
Apa datang?
You.
Grab food.
No. Repairment for the ceiling.
Any particular reason why you put 20 over here? So it's supposed to be 10 kan?
Sila
Zero.
tekan kod.
So this is supposed to be 10. But this is good actually. This is correct.
Thank you,
So
sir.
this is correct. So this is counting or accumulating, Googlen?
Accumulating.
Are you sure? Mana nak buat komen lah ni? Lupa lah. Boleh put komen over here.
Sorry sir, I need to go now.
Yeah, go.
Sorry sir.
Mute first. Okay. Okay, the rest of the class. This is counting or accumulating.
Counting.
Okay. Remember, for accumulating, the equation, the default equation is total equal to total plus x, where x is the variable that we want to accumulate for each of the looping. Okay. So in this case, it is not accumulating, and we want to count the days. Okay. We want to count the good days. We want to count the moderate days. We want to count the unhealthy days. Very unhealthy days. We want to count how many days, kan? So that if let's say user enter good days over here, kan? So the PSI value is between 0 and 50. User enter 49. So it is counted as good days, kan? So it will be count over here. Okay, for the second loop. Okay, second loop. Let's say user enter again good days. User enter PSI value 10, for example. So 10 considered as good. So now it increased the value of good days, kan? By 1. It is counting lah. So this is counting. Okay. Counting equation is the default equation is counter equal to counter plus 1, if you remember. That one is counting. So this is counting lah. Okay. Plus 1, we count by 1, kan? Plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. So this is good, except for the this one should be less than 10. If you start the counter with 0. So start with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It will stop until 9 only. Okay? So this is actually a good example. And you see, this is very simple. The answer is straightforward. Okay, and then you print everything. You print the good category, good days. You print the moderate days, unhealthy days. And then you will get this output. Okay, good day. You print only once. We print only once because we print it outside, outside of the loop. This is not inside of the loop. This is outside of the loop. We print it only once. Okay, those who couldn't figure out this before the class, so please try to do it and resubmit again. Okay, and please remember, before we do the counting, make sure you put initial value. Okay, same with the counter equal to counter plus 1. We do the initial value for the counter first. Counter equal to 0, kan? So good category equal to 0. Make sure you do this. For counting and accumulating, you need to put the initial value to 0 first. Okay? So this is a counting. In this case, what is the counter, class? What is the variable name for the counter in this case? In this design?
Count.
So the counter use is count, count variable. This is the counter initialization, counter decision, and counter update at the bottom of the loop body. Counter update. This is good, counter update. That's it. Any question, class? Any question? No?
No, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, try to do it. Try to do this. So this is a very good basic exercise for the looping. So this is considered as automatic looping. Okay, this is automatic looping. But as we discussed earlier, if you have this kind of problem, you can use automatic loop, you may use while loop, you may use do while loop, no problem. This one. Okay, automatic, while, or do while. You may use if you know exactly how many loop should your program run. Okay, automatically. Okay, if everyone is okay, everyone. Okay, are you okay? Huh?
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
Okay, if okay, I want to brief about the mini project. Okay, you may download the question later on. You may download it from Kalam. Okay, this is the question, mini project, question and report template. Okay, project report template. So what you should do for mini project, okay, so first you need to form your group. So it is up to you to select your group members. Minimum is 3. Minimum is 3. You cannot have 2 members in one group. Minimum is 3. Maximum is 4 members per group. So after the class, you may search for your group members. And then I will give you a form to fill in. So later on, I will give you a link for you to fill in your group members. And this project contribute 30% of your coursework marks. Okay, to pass this subject, you need 50%. So 30% already comes from your mini project. So if you do this properly, you can get full marks, 30%, no problem. Okay, so how to get 30 marks? Just follow the rubrics. Okay, just follow the rubrics, which is over here, the rubrics. Okay, follow exactly how to get full marks for the rubrics. Okay, 5 is the full marks for each of the criteria. You get full marks, you follow everything, for example, PAC, IC, IPO. Okay, you do it properly, and then you will get full marks. Okay, full marks is 90. Okay, 90 is the full marks. So from 90, you will get 30% of overall coursework marks. Full, Okay, so later on, go through the criteria one by one, with your group members. Okay, that one, how to get full marks. And then submission. So submission is before presentation in week 14. So week 14, you're going to have presentation. Before that, you need to submit everything. Submit everything consists of project report, soft copy, words, words file, and then the coding file, C file coding, and then presentation slides, and then submit through Kalam. I think I'm missing one more thing, which is presentation video. That one later on. And then you should conduct group discussion through online medium. It's up to you, what medium you want to use. But make sure you record the meeting and upload the recording to YouTube. Okay, make sure you upload it exactly after each meeting. I will check the date of the upload date. So if you upload everything at the end, so that one will only count as one. Okay, you should have minimum 6 meeting. Okay, minimum is 6 meeting for you to get full marks for these rubrics over here. Okay, CO3 is the team working. Okay, you need to upload 6 meeting to the YouTube, 6 meeting recording to the YouTube. Okay, This one, group meeting report at least 6 times. Record the date and time and upload it in YouTube. Okay. So each group need to propose a specific topic from real world problem based on ministry department. So the ministry department is based on this link over here. Okay, this is it. For example, this one. Okay, so I will assign you a specific ministry. Okay, for example, group A will get Ministry of Ministry of Finance. For example, Ministry of Finance. So we have 32 ministry in Malaysia. This is Malaysia case. So let's say group A will get Ministry Finance. So no other groups will get the same ministry. Okay. So group B will get Ministry of Defense, for example, Ministry of Defense. So group 3 will get Ministry of Agriculture, for example. So no group will have a similar ministry. Okay, that one will be given by me. Okay, I will assign the group ministry for each of the group. So your task is, based on the ministry given to you, you need to find a related topic. Okay, related topic to that particular ministry. For example, if you are assigned for Ministry of Finance, maybe you can come up with a system to calculate salary for the government employee, for example. Okay, for example, this is example. For example, if you are given Ministry of Defense, maybe you can come up with the system for the equipment inventory, something like that. Equipment tank ke apa kan, missile inventory ke. Okay, it's up to you to discuss with your group members and think of possible system that you can come up based on the given mystery to you. Okay. Okay, this statement over here. Example, if your group assigned to Department of Finance, therefore your project must relate to the finance system, okay, such as banking system, for example. You don't have to design the complete system, class. This design is a complete banking system is going to be huge. No, right? What you need to do is, your system should follow the rubrics and the task requirement. Okay, for example, just write down a case study, 2 pages of case study, and then this one, please refer to the report template. Okay, and at least your system must apply 3 decision symbol and 1 nested decision. That one is very basic, at least you have 3 decision symbol and with 1 nested decision and minimum 1 looping symbol. That's it. So this is just a simple program, class. Minimum, at least. And then you must provide all the elements in the rubrics. Coupling diagram, algorithm, flowchart. Okay. And we actually already cover up until without module, just checking, coupling diagram, data dictionary. So next week we are going to cover algorithm with module. So this is function. This is next week. Starting next week. Starting next week. And then programming, the actual programming, coding. Coding, not the whole program you need to coding class. This is not programming subject. This is problem solving subject. So we only cover the programming part up until the input and output only. Okay, input, output, and some calculation. That's it. So your program will only cover input and output only, not the decision, not the looping. You don't have to do the coding for that. Okay, and for the user interface, it is not real user interface. So just if you are not familiar with complicated software, just do the interface using for example Microsoft PowerPoint ke kan. It's okay as long as it shows the intended interface that you want to do, for example. So minimum for the interface is stated over here in the question. Where is it? Interface. Mana pula interface? Interface. I think it is inside of the template. Okay, let's look at the template. Okay, project template. Okay, this is your picture class, your group member picture. Okay, so what you should put in your report is this, all these elements should be presented in your report, including the coding. This one, interface prototype, 3 interface only, minimum. So of course, if you have a program, you will have more than 3 interface, so just provide with 3 most important interface that you think possible if you want to develop the real program. The real program, what you imagine your program interface should be. Just put 3 main interface only. That's it. So okay, that one the interface. Okay, this is about the mini project. Okay, you may read the instruction and the report template with your group members later on. So what's next? Okay, what's next is search for your group members, and later on I will give you the link for you to fill in the details of your group members. Any question? Question?
No, sir.
Clear,
Sir,
Project. Yeah.
the group member can be from different lab or have to be from the same lab.
Okay. We have this is section apa? Section 2 kan? Section 2 got 2A and 2B. So you may cross. For example, in one group you may have 2A and 2B. Okay, but you cannot have different section. Okay, for example, 2A with section 3A. Cannot. Okay, that one different section. Section 2A with section 2B is allowed. Okay, section 3A with section 2B. Cannot lah, okay? Different section, 3 and 2 cannot. Okay, within the same section is allowed. Okay, clear?
Okay, sir.
Any other question? Okay, no? Clear, Okay, so this is attendance for today. Okay, fill in the attendance and that's it for today. Thank you, class. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, 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 sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.